Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live event series. It's so nice to have everybody back. If you have been here before, you know how we do these things. We talk a little bit about the next upcoming part, and then we jump right into it. So, you are on part 3, classroom management. We're going to talk today about the classroom management tools that we make available for teachers. Part 4 is going to be coming on August 22nd. That is online safeguarding, and part 5 is Google Classroom Sync and other Chrome OS features. That is going to be on Thursday, September 5th. I want to talk a little bit about a new event that we have coming up. I'm very excited about this. This is going to be a live Q&A session on YouTube Live. Make sure that you put a reminder for August 28th, end of summer special with us. Join that at 9 a.m. Central Time, and you will be able to answer or ask questions to myself and Owen live with other users. If you have any questions you'd like to submit before them so that we can make sure we have those ready to go, just email us at superhero@senso.cloud. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So if you have been here for the other live webinars, you'll notice that once again, my portal has changed because our product can be modified and those tools can be added or subtracted based on each individual user's need or a role that you can assign to multiple users' need. So within here, we're looking at a classic teacher setup. We have restricted access to some sites. We have restricted it down so they can only see one site in specific groups. And you'll notice that my toolbar at the top with all my modules has changed as well, and I'm only seeing really those what we would like to think as classroom management tools. Today I'm going to stay right here in thumbnail view because we have talked about list view in other sessions. We have also gone over all of these other tools in other sessions. So I feel if you've been here for the whole series, you know what those tools do. I will briefly just talk about them just in case you're new. That we have the filter thumbnails that basically logged in, logged out. You can filter thumbnail title down from username to device name. You can add them to group, subtract them to group. Mouse control only. That's really cool if you want to go in here. You know what? That's such a cool tool. I'm going to go ahead and showcase it again just for those new users. So if you've seen this tool before, just bear with me. So on those, with that one, you can select these devices, Windows devices. You can go into take mouse control only. Let me make that a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so mouse control only. You'll see that my cursor is shown up down here. That means I don't have to go into full screen view. I can take control of that device right here in thumbnail view. I can offer assistant, open things up, modify things, and I don't have to go into full screen view. That's a little different than what I'm talking about when I click on that thumbnail, and now I have the full screen side of it where I can take share control or full control, and I have some different options individually. So this is something if you want to offer some support across those devices where you don't necessarily have to go into them individually, you can use that take mouse control only tool. The magnifying glass, make the thumbnails bigger or smaller, and then a lot of setups have dual monitors, so this is the ability to switch back and forth. Okay, let's get back to talking about the tools we have available. You see within here, some of these, let me go ahead so that you can see device. We have some Chromebooks and we have some US Office PCs. So that's why giving you kind of an idea of what it would look like on those Chromebooks and also what it's going to look like running on those Windows devices. We're going to talk about block internet first. I will also bring your attention to, you see those Chrome emblems right here? That means that all of these work on Windows devices. Those that have the Chrome emblem indicate that they also work on Chromebook devices as well. Give you an idea of which tools are Windows, which is all of our tools, and which tools also work on Chromebook. So that's why I wanted to just kind of bring your attention to that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's block the internet on there. We're going to open the tool. We're going to, disable the internet. Click Run. Now you see we get these great icons right there, those little red icons. The internet has been disabled on those devices, which is really awesome. Now, don't think of this as turning off the internet. You have to think about it as it's disabling the user's ability to go out to a browser. So when they try to go into Chrome and they try to go anywhere, it's going to tell them internet has been disabled. So you see over here, I've reached over here to my Chromebook devices. I'm trying to go out and do something on the internet. Maybe on this one, I just type something in so you get an idea of it. Let's go to code.org. Internet has been disabled. Same thing on those PC devices. If I tried to run anything on those PC devices, they would show the same thing. Internet has been disabled. Now they can't use a browser, i.e. Edge, Opera, Firefox, Chrome covers all the browsers that you may be using in your school district. It's going to keep them locked into the extensions or applications that are loaded onto those devices. When you're ready for them to have access to the internet, you can just go back in and enable internet. So a lot of times when I'm doing trainings with teachers, I like to tell them about this one. This is a great tool if you are doing research projects. They have all the information gathered. They have it in their cloud folders. They have it in their home directories. They know what they're writing about. They only need to access Word that day and reference their research materials. They have no need to go out to the internet that day. You can turn it off and really refocus that attention back to the project at hand. Okay, block sound. Man, this is an easy one to talk about. It mutes the volume, it mutes the sound of the remote machine. PCs, it's going to mute the entire device. On a Chromebook, it's going to mute the active tab. All right, broadcast screen. Have the ability to push out a teacher's screen to student devices or even a student screen to other student devices. Maybe you have a student that's your teacher, that's your leader of the day. Someone's doing something really great in your classroom. Have them be the teacher for the day. Have them push out their screen to the other students. So I've selected all just to kind of give you an idea of how to utilize this module. So you see over here, my broadcaster is now anything within this list. So I can choose, let's see on here, I'm going to choose one of my Chromebooks. Yeah, let's choose this one. All right, so I'm going to go over to this Chromebook. I'm going to pull something up on here so that you can see what I'm broadcasting out. So that's going to be my broadcaster. I'm going to show broadcast in a separate window. If that was toggled off, it would take over the entire screen, so it would lock them into showing it. This is going to give them the ability to kind of move that window around if needed. You can also toggle on or off. Do not allow the user to close the broadcast. You want them to lock it. They have to watch it. They can't close it down. Go ahead and toggle that on. And remote broadcast size. It's a percentage of their remote screen, so you don't want to take over their full screen, especially if you're using right here the show broadcast in a window. Think of this is how much of their desktop space you want to take out. 20%, 25%. Right now we're taking 75% of their screen, especially if they're doing a lesson like computer science where you don't want them to continually have to look up and down at the projector in the front of the room. You can project this out, have a little box there that shows what you're doing. The students are following along. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click start. This is going to push that information out to those devices. Now, anything that I do on this device is going to get broadcast out to those other devices. And you'll see on there what I'm talking about, that 75%. So on those devices, they can move that screen around. Great thing about this, when I'm done, I click stop. It's going to go ahead and close that broadcast for our users. When you do this PC to PC, you also get an extra option. So let's go ahead and let's just choose those two Windows devices. Let's go ahead, and that one's going to be our show broadcast in a separate window, and we're going to click start. Now on the Windows side of it, you'll see right here you get a little extra option. Let me go ahead and bring that full screen so you can see that. See that switch monitor and end transmission? That's really great. So when you're ready to end the transmission, you can end it right there on those Windows devices. So I'm going to take mouse control only so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go in here and say end transmission, and you'll see that it will stop on that other device. Really handy tool, this broadcast screen. All right, let's go ahead and go on to end session. What a great tool in a lab environment. Be able to log out, restart, and shut down those devices. You can allow the user to cancel the shutdown. You can even give a customized message and set a display. That display is really handy in that it gives them a little timer that shows how much time they have before any one of the in-session types you have chosen is going to happen. You can save this as a shortcut. Now, we're going to talk about this down here, save as a shortcut with shortcut name and save icon, because over here in sending applications and sending websites and application out to the devices, I have created one of those. So we are going to talk about that today. So you have 30 computers in a room. It's the end of the day. You don't have to individually go around and touch every single device. You could just come right over here and say, all right, shut down for the day, select all of your devices, and you're done. This can also be set with a policy. You can have a policy set in there. Your network admin can do this where these devices will shut down all at once at a specific time of day. Just thought I'd bring that up. So in session, really great tool. If you have a lot of devices you need to manage, you're offsite looking back in, you could use this tool. Okay, the Senso site works hand in hand with this launch application and website, because what I have done within here, I have chosen to run a website, I have chosen my default browser, and I have created an icon myself. So it's a button I have created myself. So if I select these devices and I click that button, Senso site opens up. You'll see I want it to open up in Chrome. This is the website I want to go to. So this is very handy when using this tool. Of course, you can copy and paste or type in the website address you'd like to open up on these devices, but it is so awesome to be able to have that as a button yourself. You use this site day in and day out. One click, you can push it out to all of those devices, save it as an icon. You can also save it right here, you see below. You can save it right there as think of this as a bookmark. You can have it just bookmarked there, kind of the same thing as having it as an icon. Now, we talked about this, that you can have website and applications. Now, applications can be like Windows devices. You have keyboarding software, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access. These are things, applications installed on these devices. You can have Senso open those for you. For Chromebooks, you can actually have it open up extensions for you. So I'm going to select those two Chromebooks. I'm going to go ahead over here and I'm going to say I wanted to open up Google Docs. So you could have that open up these extensions on those Chromebooks. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like on a PC side. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say application, and let's just say notepad.exe. I don't want to save it as a shortcut right now, and we can click run, and it's going to go ahead and open up that application right there on that student device, and now they are ready to go. Okay, live chat. Have a live chat back and forth with your users. Hello, how are you? I see that you're struggling. How can I help? You can have a live chat back and forth. The student can then go in there and respond to you. So now I'm going to go to this. I'm going to respond as if I'm a student. Don't think of this as me coming in here in the portal. I'm just being lazy and I don't want to walk across the office to the other device to go type something in. All I'm doing is acting as if the student is responding back and forth. So now you see right here we are having a conversation, a live chat. Now the student can't instigate this chat with you. The teachers can only send the live chat to the students so that they can talk back and forth if there's a problem. Lock screen, you'll see in here. I'm going to select all my devices. I have saved one as a shortcut. Eyes to the front, very popular, can push that out to your devices. Now eyes are focused to the front of the room. I can also change the background color on this if I wanted to. Let's go ahead and unlock these devices and I'll show you what that background color looks like. Let's change that. I'm feeling saucy today. Let's try orange. I'm gonna click run. Oop, I have to change it to lock because we've already unlocked it. There we go. Okay. Great. This is a great tool. Think of it as you could use it for fire drills. You could use it for active shooter alerts. You could use it just simply eyes to the front. Lock the devices until you're ready to get the lesson plan started. There's a lot of different things that this tool can be used for. Again, you can save it as a shortcut, so it's easy. It's one click. You go up here, bookmark it. You are ready to go. Quick question. You can have a pre-built question in there. Let me see. I have one right there. How many bits are in a byte? We can say 3 and 5, which is totally how you say 5, 8 and or 7 and 8. We know the correct answer here is 8. So we're going to go ahead and select these devices and we're going to click run. How many bits are in a byte? Now when the student answers, again, I'm just being lazy, not walking across the office. I'm going to remote in so that I can give the answer just like a student would. And you can see here that that student has selected and given the answer back in. So really great. You can download the information back off of the quick question from the students to a CSV, Excel, get a little pie chart, have a visual of how many students got it right, how many students got it wrong. It's just a great pre-assessment or post-assessment tool that we've built in for teachers to kind of answer those quick questions. Remote control is what we've been doing a lot of, going in here, taking control. This is remote control. So I could go in here and close down certain windows. This is remote control. Send file and document. You can upload files from any of your devices because we are cloud-based, so you can log into this in anywhere. You don't have to be on site. You can be off-site looking back in. You can be on-site looking at the devices if they're off-site. Cloud-based. It's so awesome. So once you upload your file, it's going to follow your account around until you delete it. So now my file is sitting in here. I can save it to a specific location. I can automatically run after sending, give it some elevated privileges. I probably should select somewhere I want it to go. There we go. And in an AD environment, you can give it some elevated privileges as far as username, password, and domain, especially if you may be sending things out that you want to install. It's really great that you have those elevated privileges on there for those devices that you want to install too. You'll see on the Chromebooks that it went ahead and showed down there. Let me go ahead and open that up for you so you can see what that looks like. Here's the download right there. The student has access to it to put into their cloud folder whatever they need to do with it. You can send files, lesson plans, so many things you can send out to those students. Last but not least is send message. This is just a static message that you can send out to your devices. Hello world, eyes to the front. I need you to go to this website. I need you to look up here. Whatever it is that you need to send out. You'll see here on the Chromebooks, it gives them that static message, and on the PC devices, they have it right there in front. Hello world, and it's from me, Supertext. You can also give, change how your console username is displayed to your students. It's a very easy change in your profile settings. All right, guys. Well, that looks about to be the time that I have allotted for this live demo. We're going to transition into the live question and answer section. If you are watching on YouTube, this is about the time that I always say, we're going to close it down now because you have to be present on the live webinars to be able to ask us questions live. I will tell you one more time, make sure you join us on August 28th, 9 a.m. Central Time to our live YouTube event. Ask us questions, things you want to know about. How are we different? What's the pricing? What tools do you offer? That's going to be such a fun event. I'm so glad everybody can join us today. If you are joining us later on YouTube from the recording, glad you're watching it. And now I'm going to switch over to the live Q&A part.